and welcome to episode 24 of the Backdoor podcast. I'm Clayton, joined by Merge. How are you doing, Merge?
I'm doing good. Lakers kind of made me sad, but I'm happy I got my Craig Sager shirt. So
That is a sweet shirt.
yeah,
It's a sweet shirt. It sold out online so quickly, and then the one that you had, of course, I had to see after I did all my Christmas shopping.
uh,
So, so just now, the Lakers blew another 19-point lead and lost by 8. Um, that sounds just so disheartening. But honestly, I real quick off the bat, I just want to say this is what we should have expected most of this year. That hot start, not necessarily was a mirage, but we were too good, too quick. Of course, we were going to fall back down to earth. You
yeah,
know, I expect us to start playing better and actually starting to win those games that, like we did at the beginning of the year.
yeah,
This team is young, and with youth comes frustrations.
yeah.
So,
It seemed like the start of the season was more of like this is what's gonna happen when Lakers are actually, competent on defense. So that's definitely the biggest reason why I think that they've fallen so far down
yeah,
is their defense.
the defense has just completely disappeared. Um, let's not focus on just the negatives. Do
Yeah.
you want to point out some positives?
Well, I mean, this is pretty much every game I start with this, but D'Angelo again, insane playmaking. There was in the first quarter alone, he probably should have had 5, 6 assists just because there was a lot of missed 3-pointers in that first quarter. He got back to his mid-range shooting more so than he's done most of the season because most of the season's been more than half 3-pointers. Or at least that's what it seems like watching the games. And he rebounded pretty well too. It helped not having Randall having him come over and rebound some. But he did have 6 turnovers, which I wasn't upset with those turnovers. A lot of them were trying to make a play that didn't work out, or like I don't think he had any like loose ball type turnovers where someone like poked the ball out of his hands, which I was happy about. Besides D'Angelo, Nick again, he's been absolutely on fire since the Cavs game. I think this is his third game in a row with 20 plus. So Nick was staying on that, and then Lou was 27 points. He was drawing his fouls. He was trying to distribute, but he went more to ISO, more towards the second half. We really missed Randall and Nance today, I think.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, not that I think they would have like locked down Whiteside on the boards, but I think they would have done a better job than Robinson did, and even Mozgov, just because Mozgov just seems to just be like everywhere, and then Whiteside just like would just grab it. I don't know. But besides that, it was just young team. I do think that I will do one negative. The Ron Artest Metal World Peace putting him in the third quarter was questionable at best. He was a -7 in the 3 minutes he played, and we lost by 8. So that shows how big those -7 was. Even though plus minus is more of a it's a flawed stat, but I think if you watched those 3 minutes, you could tell it was his fault.
It was very clear
There
what the issue was.
James Johnson, who was like just a big dude who is not fast at all, blew past him. Didn't beat him. He blew past him and got an easy layup or got fouled or something. I forgot what it was, but
yeah, and every time that Artest, I do not like to call him by that name. Every time he touches the ball and he's outside of the 3-point line, he shoots it. Which
he launches that.
If with pretty much everyone else would be like, yeah, take that shot
Did you
with
see the
Artest.
space they gave him to shoot that ball?
Oh, dude, they acted like they were running out to contest a shot. I mean,
I
they
think
barely left the free throw
I
or
don't know who
the
guarded
paint.
it, but they were inside the paint. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they're in the paint.
yeah. There's a reason.
Yeah,
There's a reason why. Um, yeah, I think the positives were the same as you said. D'Angelo's turnovers are were a bit of an issue, but at the same time, like you said, they a lot of them were just he was trying to either do something smart and it just
yeah,
kind of backfired. It wasn't one of them, I guess, at the very end was questionable, depending on who you ask. The it was kind of an overhead pass to was it Dang, right?
it was dang. He was in the paint.
Yeah, that was I guess a good idea executed poorly.
Actually, I do want to say I think Dang had another good game.
Yeah,
That's something I would put on positive. He did have another good game. He was hitting his threes. He was rebounding. He had 7 rebounds. So
yeah.
he wasn't hurting the Lakers at all. I think him and D'Angelo are starting to get some sort of chemistry going. That's what it looks like to me.
I agree. They had a decent two-man game there
Yeah,
for a while. Yeah, he would roll. Finally, someone that would roll with
yeah,
purpose, instead of just waiting to make only rolling and can I dunk, or if I screen can I just pop out? Like
yeah,
no, he was rolling to the rim because that's his best. I mean, that's his best aspect
yeah,
is he's a cutter.
yeah. He's
That's
a
what he is.
really good cutter.
So that was good. Yeah, really, the thing is that that question of why was Artest playing for me? That was just that, and T Rob
At
played.
the end,
Yeah. T Rob played how many minutes tonight?
um, I want to say he played 18.
He only played 18. I swear it felt like he was in a lot more than that.
I think like maybe like 10 of those were in the fourth quarter. I feel like.
Yeah. Where was Zubats? Like
Yeah, Zubac should have been
that
in.
uh, like
Especially in a game where you're missing 3, 4/5s.
yeah. So you're gonna play Zubats. You're gonna start Zubats against Dwight Howard. He
Top 10.
plays
Yeah.
he plays pretty well,
Yep.
I thought, especially for a 19-year-old rookie.
Against a behemoth like Dwight.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to hardly get any time, which is just but Artest gets time and T Rob gets time. Like those are probably like our 14 and 15 man. Well, Artest is definitely our 15th man, but T Rob is either a 13 or 14th man with our Huertas.
Yeah.
With I like to call him the Hobbit. I know his nickname is the Catalyst, but I swear
What
the
are you
dude
talking about? Best player from the Lakers last year. Curry
he look
stopper.
he looks like he belongs in the Hobbit movies or Lord of the Rings, one or the other.
I forget who said it, but someone said that he looks like a mime.
A mime.
Yeah, like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the game. I'm not going to get overly worked up about the
Yeah,
game. I mean, it's 1 of 82. I mean, it sucks. It really
yeah,
sucked that we had another 19-point lead, and it was just like the one against Charlotte.
yeah.
But
Another
yeah,
thing that was notable, not on the positive end, but Clarkson was back to his bad Clarkson. He was 2 for 10. Did not make a three. 4 points. did not seem to defend well.
yeah. He didn't get to the line. Missed all of his threes. He only got 2 rebounds. He got 3 assists in 25 minutes. Yeah, I mean, he only had 1 turnover, but
Yeah.
really, with half of those shots, they were pretty bad. You were like, that was a terrible shot.
Yeah.
That's not going in.
He seemed like he was more off the ball than he normally is today, which is weird. But
I don't know, maybe because he only played 25 and D'Angelo thankfully played 32.
yeah.
So I do
That's not
like,
okay.
yeah, I do like that the minutes were distributed, I think, a bit better.
Yeah.
All the starters played at least 30 minutes, it says.
Yep.
And Clarkson and Lou had 25 and 28 minutes. I like that better. The egalitarian distribution of minutes is just
Yeah.
frustrating, but that was better. Just I don't it's a young team, it's frustrating. I
pretty
can't
much
say
is.
that enough. They
I mean,
don't know how to finish. They know how to build a lead up. We've seen them do that too. Is there really maybe 2 or 3 games this year where they haven't had a decent sized lead?
The Warriors, the 2 games against the Warriors.
Yeah.
They started off well against the Cavs.
Uh-huh.
I think really the Warriors 2 games. No, the Toronto one. That's another one. They did bad.
I didn't get to see the Toronto one. I barely saw. It was either the Timberwolves or the Pelicans where we lost bad, but like,
we lost bad to both of them.
yeah, but
You know?
I would say that we're in most of these games and we get
Yeah.
leads in these games. It's just we don't know how to hold on, and that's the youth
It's pretty much what the Timberwolves have been doing this year too. They've been doing the same exact thing, and they have better prospects than the Lakers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, well, at least with Cat.
Yeah, with Cat.
Depends on what you feel about their other guys. Lakers are now officially 11 and
21.
Is it 21?
Yeah.
Oh my word, internet! Come on, man. Yeah, 11 and 21. Oh my word, we've played 4 more games than the Timberwolves,
Jeez.
so they could potentially jump us pretty quickly. Yeah, it's just you got to learn to finish, and I mean the ending lineup today was Nick, Lou, Dang,
D'Angelo, and Mozgov Robinson.
Yeah, so you've got 3 to 4 vets on there. I mean that's questionable, but like, yeah.
Well, I mean 3 to 4 vets, but 1 or 2 of them aren't the best decision makers when it comes to
This is
clutch.
true. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they've been bench players their entire career. that we've either been forced to or decided to make into starters.
Yeah,
So
Nick seems to always start the first half really, really well,
and
then he just
the third quarter he gets cold.
Yeah, and then the fourth he comes in really late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
which I mean, yeah, he can't really build up any heat from there when he comes in like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Do you? Is there anything else you want to talk about with the game? I kind of just wanted to do the little fun thing that we plan on doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you don't have anything, we'll just hop on it there.
I mean the only person we haven't mentioned is Brandon. It was another game where he had shots where he could have made it. He's not making it yet. He'll make them eventually. Again, decision making is off the charts for someone his age. There's a couple of passes where I think there's one to Dang, and I don't know how he got it past some dude, and he kicked it to Dang in the corner, went right past the dude's hand, and then Dang drained the corner 3. Rebounding, he did really. He seems to be better rebounding than I expected him to be at this stage of his career. He uses those long arms to the sky up there and grab the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, I think he played well. There was that one against Richardson at the very end of the game where he probably his closeout was a little too late probably, and it allowed Richardson to get an easy little floater. But besides that, he's always consistent defensively, except for the rookie mistakes that he's a rookie, he'll make those. Still not worried about him. It's
yeah. I've said before, I think January All-Star break is when he's going to start taking off. This is pretty much how he was last year at Duke. Started out slow.
Yep.
And came on fire. Sorry, I hear a car alarm. But yeah, his length is it's phenomenal for defense.
Yeah.
There was an attempt at an entry pass. I think it was by Tyler Johnson in it was the fourth quarter, I believe. He was trying to get in the white side, which, I mean, you should be able to throw it, within a mile of white side, and you should be able to catch it. But because of Ingram's freaking arms are so long, he threw it just to the middle of nowhere, and I think Dang or Robinson. I guess I probably should have written some of this down.
Yeah.
But one of them stole the ball, and we took it. I don't know if we actually scored on the possession.
Yeah.
I think that was during that crazy, like the Heat had just taken a lead. It was in the 80s. Heat had it was just back and forth of stupid mistake, bad play. What are you doing? And then Ingram capped it off by grabbing the rebound, trying to slow it down, and did the rookie thing of not getting over in 8 seconds.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was that play. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very rookie thing to do. I mean, I think they've done it already a couple times this year.
Yeah.
They try and slow it down, and they slow it way too much.
There were a couple times where Brandon deflected a pass, and it looked like we were about to get a steal, and then it didn't bounce the Lakers' way, and then there was a wide open Tyler Johnson or a wide open Dragic to drain a three.
Yeah, there was that one they showed on the replay. I don't know, 2-3 times. We thought we were getting the ball. Dang, almost had it. I believe it was Tyler Johnson grabbed it, got it to Winslow, and no one was around because 3 of our guys were taking off down court because they thought we had the ball.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, Jamie's chiming in from Slack. All right, I'm done with the game. I'm done with that. So we're what, 32 games into it now?
Yep, 32.
Right? We wanted to do a quarter of the season, like report card, but yeah, life gets in the way. So we're gonna do that tonight. We're gonna do like a little over 1/3. We'll look at like a trimester look at it, if you want to look at it like that. So let's start out. We'll go.
I'm on Basketball Reference right now. I'll just go down from here. Julius Randle.
Julius Randle from sheesh, that's who they have start at the top. That's funny.
Yeah.
Randle, I'd say B or B plus. He's shown when he's with D'Lo, he's phenomenal. When he has to do stuff on his own, that's when he reverts to his issues last year.
Yeah.
He's shown a lot better ability that he showed at the end of last year, but not all last year, of being able to switch. He's inconsistent on defense, but I think that'll come. I mean,
it's more off ball than anything.
Yeah, Zach Lowe brought up a point in his article this morning of Randle sometimes looks just like he's not even paying attention on defense. Other nights, like against Charlotte, he has 5 blocks.
Yeah.
So he's gotta. I mean, the team is as how he goes. I think. Is it Lakers film room at Pete? Right? He's. I don't know if it's D'Lo or Randall. He says that you can see at the tip-off how the Lakers are going to go. Okay, it's D'Lo. Sometimes you can see that in Randall, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes he's just calm, collected. Other times he's just like, all right, let's go. Let's get this thing moving. And then when he's like just kind of more chilled to me, that's when sometimes it feels like he has those meh games,
Yeah. I would probably agree B plus. If you asked me before D'Angelo got hurt, I'd probably say A.
I
Just because,
100% agree with that.
yeah, just because I think he was the MVP of our team before D'Lo got hurt. Like
quite possibly the second most important player on our team, in my opinion.
yeah, he is very, very good at transition. That's going to be his calling card for the rest of his career. I think he's already one of the best in the league in transition. For some reason he gets smarter when he's on transition. He makes really good passes. He makes really good reads. He attacks the basket really well. Half court is a little iffy right now, but his mid range shooting has improved a lot since last year, and I only expect that to go up next year after that. I wish he stepped back behind the 3-point line a little bit more.
That is something that I find wanting to yell at my TV, but I don't.
Yeah,
because I have a daughter, and I don't want thinking I'm angry at her.
So. He likes to shoot mid range numbers just below the 3-point line, and they're like he shoots it like way too hard. And if he steps back a little bit, I think he'll be able to make those. And I think he might end up being better at doing that than mid range shooting later in his career.
And those long twos, which though he's still shooting. I think he's still shooting in like at least the high 40s and like the low 50s of that. Jamie will have to correct me on that, I'm sure, later in the chat about that. But that is something that he has definitely improved upon last year. He just, when he steps into it and doesn't hesitate for a second, that's when the shot looks good.
Yeah, but like comparing it from last year, it's that and it's his decision making. He's not a black hole when D'Lo's playing, at least.
Yeah.
He's not just trying to score.
Agree.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next on Basketball Reference?
I think it just goes by minutes per game, but number 2 is Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson.
I don't want to be hot takey. I'm trying to think of like he's just so inconsistent.
Yeah.
For a third-year player. I don't.
He started the season off really, really hot.
Yeah, and then after the Chicago game, he just went on a total slump.
His decision making is non-existent. Even when he was playing really well, his decision making is not there.
Oh yeah, no, the playmaking has disappeared.
Yeah,
that I think is even more than the defense, because so many people don't care about defense from the bench guys, which always kind of bugs me. But he can't play make for others. You know, Luke has said that he wants him to do it more.
Yeah,
and
I heard he's been showing him like tape from his rookie season to try to inspire him.
Yeah, I read that. I don't know if he's necessarily showing it to him. I didn't see that. I'm not saying that's not what happened. Yeah. I just know that Luke pulled it up from his rookie year. Bring Nash back.
Yeah, that dude screwed us over.
I want to try and be as fair as possible, because like right now you're just like, well, he's terrible. But in the first 12 games of the year, you're like, oh my word, he's so much better. So I
still think he is, at worst, his career is going to be being a decent bench player. Which
my concern is if all he is a scorer, which that's what he is right now.
Yeah.
As I believe it was Darius Soriano in the Lakers film room. If that's all he is, the value is just not there.
Yeah.
Because scorers off the bench like that, and that's all they do, are easy to find.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why people like Lou have been on so many different teams.
Yep. If all you can do is just score on your own and you can't create for others and you're not playing defense, then like it's something good to have, but the value of it is just questionable at best.
Yeah.
I'll say because he's been so good, and then he's also been so bad. I'm just gonna go. I'll meet it in the middle and just say a C.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I was saying I was gonna do C or C minus just because of how he's played recently, but I'd go with C
Yeah,
because
I don't want to be wrapped up in just he's just been so bad lately
yeah, I
because
mean,
there have been good moments. There was what 2 games in a row he looked phenomenal. He
yeah,
hit
he had 11 threes through 3 games.
yeah. So yeah, we'll just stick with that.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is Brandon Ingram.
I think a solid B is fine. He's exactly what I expected.
I
You know,
I
he's
expected a little bit better shooting, but I mean, I didn't expect him to be so good at passing and defense.
yeah,
So
passing. I mean, the Cavs game, and there was another game, Cavs game, and
I think the Hornets game he had really good passes too.
yeah, maybe that was the other one. He he's learning how to create for others.
Yeah.
So he's not all the way there, but I mean, just a couple podcasts ago, we were questioning, I don't know if that Ingram point guard thing is working out, and now he looks fine.
Yeah.
So the defense I knew was going to be good. I knew he was gonna take a while to start shooting well.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, maybe I would go B minus, I guess, on it instead of just a solid B. But I mean, he just does everything else besides shooting so well, in my opinion. The shot's gonna fall.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Once the shot falls, it's going to be incredible.
yeah, he's getting good looks. It's just he's 19,
Yeah.
like and I'm sure people are just sick and tired of hearing that he's 19. When like, what were you doing when you were 19? Like you're 19 right now, Merge, and you're in college.
Yep.
Could you consistently hit shots?
I don't know if I can make one right now if you ask me to do it. If you ask me to spot up and shoot a three, I might airball it.
Oh my word. Oh
I'm more of
yeah. I mean,
I'm more of a Draymond Ricky year type guy.
um, yeah. So I mean, yeah. And I mean, he's playing out of position. He's a 3-4, not a 1. Which he plays the 1 a lot, which is just insane.
Yeah.
But insane as in good. Yeah. B minus, B for me. I hope. I mean, I wish he was shooting a bit better, but I'm not real worried yet.
Yeah, I think
I probably won't be worried until like middle of next year if they're just not falling. That's probably when I'm like, huh.
yeah. I'd probably be around that same range, B minus B. The thing that's impressed me the most is just how smart he is for how old of a basketball player he is. I mean, I don't know many 19-year-olds who are this smart to come into the NBA and be this like have such a high basketball IQ and make right decisions. I think I said it last podcast, but only 3 bad pass turnovers on the year, which is just insane because he's handling the ball so much. And
Yeah.
defense, yeah, he's been making some. His arms are just it gives him such an advantage defensively. Like I don't even know if this was during the regular season, but I remember a play where someone pump faked him and he went past him and he was able to recover and block the dude's shot.
I remember that.
I want to
I
say
don't
it
remember
was
when it
like
was either. I
Mike
don't remember what it
Muscala
was
or
either.
something like that. I don't remember
Against
who it is,
against
but
who?
the Muscala on Atlanta.
Oh. So then
Yeah,
that would have been back in early November,
yeah. I think that's when it was.
early
I
to
think
mid November.
yeah. I think defensively, people. I think coming into the NBA, like during the draft, people really underestimated how good he could be, his defensive ceiling. Because I think he could be right around like Giannis level disruptiveness
Oh
defending.
yeah. I mean the comparison is Giannis with a jump shot.
Yeah, and
So I mean, go look at Giannis's Draft Express tape. Now, Giannis had maybe a little bit more athleticism,
yeah,
but
I think it might be
oh my
faster
word,
than
it
him,
it
but
it is just so similar. It's just I don't know how many times I watched it and I was just like, that's like an Ingram right there.
yeah,
And I'm not the first one to say it. I mean, ever since Mike Schmidt of Draft Express brought it up, I was like, wow, yeah. And that's an interesting one because he's so long, skinny, and raw. And then go and watch it, and you're, oh my word, that's almost the same dude.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, so B minus. That's what I would give for Brandon. I'm expecting a shot to fall sooner rather than later. Around, I think it's gonna be the same thing like when D'Angelo started to go off last year. I think that's what Ingram's gonna do.
yeah, around that All-Star,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit before.
I mean, it might help if someone gets hurt. I don't want someone to get hurt, but I'm just saying it might be because D'Angelo's situation was Lou and Kobe got hurt, so D'Angelo just ran the whole team for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think what it'll come down to is something of he's playing with D'Angelo a lot more, and you saw that tonight. Which, thank you.
yeah,
I mean, it had to come down to an injury, sadly, but those two guys playing together are key for the future. So
yeah.
to finally see that was nice. It was very nice to see.
Yep. It's I'm expecting like we'll be eliminated from playoff contention, and then once that happens, Luke will just throw all the young guys in starting lineup. At least that's what I'm hoping happens.
Yeah.
All right. So next player is Luol Deng.
The first what 25 games you have to
Yeah.
go easy F minus 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 minus.
Yeah, that dude.
But
His legs were completely dead to start the season. I don't know what
yeah,
was.
and his shot was off. It was just yeah. Now though, like he's a completely different guy.
He's the guy I
You know?
expected to come in right now, pretty much.
Yeah, this was who I was expecting. So for right now, just because of how long he was so bad for, I would say a D plus. But with that in mind, if he keeps playing this way, it's a C plus. You know, kind of about what I would expect. This is like you said. This is what you expected.
Yeah, I mean, I think past 5 games he's been averaging around 13 and 13 and 6, something like that, which is exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
I'd say C minus because I've been impressed with him recently. He's finally got an arc in that shot, and I pointed out whenever I see arc to like when I'm watching the game, I'm like, all right, there's some arc, and like 60% of the time it goes in. I want to say 70% of the time it goes in.
Yeah. He's just a different player.
Yeah, it's two completely different people.
It's just
And defensively, he's been better defensively too, which is why we needed him.
yeah. Which I mean, the question of should he be playing as a 3 or a 4 is just
I don't know if he
kinda,
played better tonight than he did, like say against Philadelphia, because I feel like he played almost the same. I don't know. He didn't. I didn't see any difference because I remember everyone saying that he played power forward the final ever since Bosch got his what was it?
the blood clot.
Yeah, the blood clots. He played four for the Heat, and he was averaging like 15 and 8, shooting 35% from the 3-point line. but
Yeah.
I didn't see a huge difference. So I maybe it's just a small sample size,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
yeah,
he's once Randall's back, he's not going to be starting as a
yeah, he's
four
gonna be
anyways. Um, unless just unless Luke is ordered or I don't know. I don't see
yeah.
it happening.
Um,
But yeah, I'm happy with a C plus with him. I
yeah.
think
Next up is D'Angelo.
B plus, say A minus. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
there. I think I think it would be an easy A if we got to see him doing what we expect him to do in more than 25 and a half minutes a game. Um,
Well, I would say because I can tell like the last 3 or 4 games he's been playing different than before he got hurt.
yeah,
Because I think the injury slowed him down, and he still averaged 16 and 5. But more recently, I've been seeing him playmaking more, but not like forcing it type playmaking. It's like it's within the flow of the offense type playmaking, and he's just been making insane, just bullet cross court passes. And he had what? He had 7 assists tonight. He probably should have had more. It's just the team's better.
he only had 7 tonight. Oh my word!
Yeah, he only
He
had 7.
in just the first 5 or 6 minutes.
They missed a lot of
If
threes.
even that, like yeah, Nick missed 2 threes. I think just from being set up by
D'Angelo.
and they were wide open. Like
Yeah,
these are shots Nick does not usually miss. Dang missed a shot that you're just like, what?
yeah.
I mean, no one was within 10 feet of him.
There was that play with Mozgov when D'Angelo was posting Dragic up and no look behind his back to Mozgov, who's in the paint,
Yeah,
and easy layup for him. Which it was so quick, and no one can really tell. And luckily Mozgov was ready to go.
yeah, you got to be ready with him. Yeah, people still call him a bust. That's just I'm sorry, you're stupid.
Yeah,
Like just flat out, you're dumb.
yeah. The only place where I think he's been struggling is defensively, but I mean he's 20. I don't think he's coming even at like his best that I expect him to be in like 5 or 6 years. I see him being at best like a Steph Curry last year type defender, where
Depending on who you ask, he's either a great an elite defender or bad. So
yeah,
I think I'll take the medium of that and say average.
yeah. That's what I'm expecting from D'Angelo because he's so above average offensively. I'll take average defense with how good he is offensively.
Jamie says that you blew his mind with the only 3 bad passes from Ingram.
That was from Lakers film room.
Of course
That
it was.
podcast. Yeah,
Pete
that
is,
was from that podcast. He said only
Pete is just
3
great.
bad pass turnovers.
Yeah, Pete is just great. All right, literally you and me could talk about D'Lo.
Yeah, I feel like whenever we start a game recap, it's D'Angelo was awesome passing the ball.
Yeah.
And I still see people call him a ball hog, which just I don't know what.
He's
What
got
you
the
think
highest
of.
assist rate on the team. Like he's not an assist hunter, you know?
If anything, I think he passes too much.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean because of the system. Yep. Sometimes I'm like, oh, he should have shot that, but
yeah,
sometimes he gets a better shot, sometimes it doesn't, and I just trust his shooting more. I mean, his actual field goal percentage isn't. I don't think. Yeah, it's only like 40%, but his true shooting is, I think, pretty dang good.
hold on, I'm looking.
I'm almost there. Where is it? His true shooting is 52.8%,
Yeah,
which is for league average is 54%, but that's skewed a ton by big men.
yeah,
So 52.8% for a 20-year-old point guard is just ridiculous.
yeah,
He's got to He's got a 29% assist rate, which should be probably higher because people blow a lot of his shots, which people are going to miss shots from time to time. So I'm not going to always say, he should have had these many, but you think at least half of those shots that he sets up.
I think I saw that his potential assists per game was something like 10 or 11.
Yeah, something like that. The only person that has a higher, and this is just, it's nonsense. He's only played 150 minutes on the year, is Huertas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because all he does is pass. Calderon is at 27.3%, but 29% is good.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a ball hawk. Oh my word. I saw that to Jamie. That was stupid. Okay. Yeah. Next person before we just keep talking about him.
Yeah. Next one's Nick Young. I give him a B right now. Just a B.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, just because of what I expected.
Yeah. If we're going by expectations, he's above and beyond what I expected.
I expected him to be cut.
Yeah, he was, and then he started, and now he's, where does he points per game wise? He is 4th points per game.
Yeah, and playing the defense is debatable in my opinion.
I think he's trying, but it's not like it's super effective. But he's showing effort, which that's all I can ask for at this point.
Yeah. He's effort from a guy that's 6'7" with, I believe he's got a 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
And he's not a skinny guy like Ingram. It's his defensive rating on Basketball Reference, which I'm not really a huge fan of Basketball Reference's offensive and defensive rating because they just seem so inflated to me. It's 116 on defense, but he's got a 125 offensive rating.
I think he seems to guard a lot of the premier guards and small forwards.
Yeah, so the numbers are skewed obviously because of that. So I think at worst he's playing average defense at worst. Considering the fact that he had to guard Westbrook and I think
Harden.
Yeah, so considering that, I think the numbers are kind of skewed because I saw someone say it was like the 21st percentile, which is that's not good. You want higher numbers for that. But
he's shooting 41% from the 3-point line at 6.8 attempts per game.
Yeah, the article, or Steve Kyler had that tweet, or it was a piece. I don't know what it was. I didn't see it. I just know that staff writer Moho Haroon wrote about it. Said that Nick doesn't have any trade value, which for a team that doesn't have any spacing, I kind of find it hard to believe that someone isn't going to be tempted at least by 41% from the 3-point line.
Yeah,
that's far and away. That's almost 3 whole it's 2.9% higher than D'Lo, who's second on the team. Well, Calderon is 41.7, but that's
it's Calderon.
Just ignore that. He's a great shooter, but just ignore it in this context. B plus if we're going off of just full on expectations. A plus, but what he's doing, I think he's a B at least.
He even seems to be more willing to pass the ball, and he's going for boards, and he's been attacking the rim too sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's been impressive to me. B plus for him.
His assist rating is 6.9%. That's hilarious. All he's really asked you is defend and shoot 3. So I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not really a knock on him. He's said, here, shoot whenever you're open. So that's just a funny thing because I do think he's more willing to pass this year. So next is Lou.
Yep. I lose Lou. That's
Lou,
all I really have for him.
Lou is Lou. I mean,
Drawing fouls, making open threes.
I would say B plus A minus.
Yeah, he's probably been the team's best player. If D'Angelo doesn't get hurt, I think it's a different story. But
Yeah,
he's been their best player through 32 games.
agreed. I mean, yeah, Lou is Lou. He even has improved his assist numbers this year. At least it feels like. I'll check it real quick. But I
Yeah,
mean, he's playmaking for others. Like when in the world has he ever done that? I mean, he's getting one more whole assist a game this year, which he's actually playing 3 minutes less a game
yeah,
this year than he was last year. So I mean, in the past, like back when he was like 23 in Philly and he was actually a point guard, you know,
yeah,
I think I was really low on Lou coming into it. So
yeah.
the fact that, I mean, his assist rate is 23.6%. Last year it was 15.1.
Yeah, that's just huge
It's
improvement.
the second highest assist rate by quite a significant amount.
Yeah,
So, I mean, a whole percentage point is pretty significant in, oh, well, there's 22.9, so 0.7. But I mean, still, that's still like, yeah. Whenever you hear Lou Williams, at least for most basketball fans, oh, ISO, fading to the left, drawing free throws.
yep.
So
He's been a little bit more
Lou,
than that this year.
yeah, definitely. So Lou is Lou. Next is Timofey.
I think you skipped Larry.
Say what?
I think you skipped Larry.
Did I? No,
Yeah,
Larry's. Oh, I was looking at a different one.
yeah.
I wasn't looking at per game. Larry.
Larry is very, very important for Lakers' success.
Yeah, I don't know how I want to properly word this because he was injured during summer league, so I think that affected him to start the year, and
Yeah,
then he had a concussion that affected him, and then he started playing while D'Lo was gone. Nance was playing really well, and then he got hurt the other night.
yeah,
So he is just so important to us. I think him being out, well, tonight I think was massive,
yeah,
but also the Dallas game, him being out was huge.
yeah. There were a lot of hustle plays tonight that I think Larry would have gotten.
I totally agree.
He's super. He's a super sub. That's pretty much what he is
Yeah.
for the rest of his Laker career. He's gonna be a Laker for a long time. I love Larry. I just want him to not hesitate. That's all I want from him, and I think he'll be.
If he does not hesitate and he starts making shots how I think he possibly could, you're those questions of starter are a lot more valid. Otherwise, I don't think so.
I think
Because
if he does that, I think
spacing,
you're looking at a future sixth man of the year. Honestly,
yeah, from a power forward position, which is just unheard of. Usually it's a shooting guard
yeah,
of some sort. Oh my word! I don't want to be too low, but I don't want to be too high. Because of the injuries, I want to go lower. But because when he was healthy, he played, and especially after getting over the concussion, he was really good.
yeah. He's probably our best defensive player.
Yeah,
I mean, because like there's that Philly game where he only had I think 2 points, but he was all over the place. He was getting rebounds, he was blocking shots, he was stealing balls, he was diving for loose balls. He was like
yeah,
just he was a super. He's an energy guy, but I think he can be that plus a lot more.
yeah,
And I think that all starts without him hesitating. I think
yeah,
he can actually make threes and he can actually make open mid range numbers too.
yeah. Just when he doesn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Um, I think a B minus is fair.
I think I was
I mean, if he, yeah, the injuries kind of take away from it for me, or else it would be a B or B plus. But just that's something that has affected him.
Yeah,
It's whether it's him being actually out or it looks just like he's not himself from the concussion.
yeah,
Concussions are a very serious thing. There's no such thing as a mild concussion. I
yeah.
don't care what anyone says. If you've ever witnessed someone get a concussion in like high school football games, I
Oh,
played a lot of high school
those
football
are
games.
bad.
Those, yeah, there's no such thing as a mild concussion in my opinion. So I think it just affected him. So yeah, I think a B minus with saying that when he was on, he was
Yeah, I
B
think
plus.
it's like a B minus with an asterisk for
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
definitely.
Um,
The next one is Mozgov.
Maz God.
I'll let you go first.
He started the year off better than I was expecting him coming into the year. He was a big body in the paint. I think he was so much better than Hibbert that it seemed like he was really, really good. Then I think again, I keep going back to this, but when D'Angelo got hurt, it really hit a lot of people.
It did.
Mozgov was not scoring the ball at all when D'Angelo was out.
Mm-hmm.
He was not getting main. He doesn't get main rebounds. I don't know why, but he doesn't.
Which is funny because one of let me check his rebound numbers in the past. It seems like this year he has barely done well as a rebounder.
Yeah,
Last year
I
he only
think
got
Julius just
4.4, and
sent you.
maybe it's just because he's only playing about 21 minutes a game. Because no,
I don't.
the
Honestly,
most he had in a season that he averaged was 7.3. I don't know. I always thought of him this as like a really good rebounder, and maybe that's just because of that stupid gif or not
oh,
gif, the meme of how he had like a 30. Was it a 30 and 30 game?
it was something like that. It was something like he had 29 rebounds and whatever else he had,
Yeah.
and like 17 points or something. I don't know.
Just a second. I just got a question from Lemon Bar 4948. No, I think we're still going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll message her. Yeah, yeah, I just looked at his rebounding like numbers and everything, and nope. Like
I, I feel like
this is what he is.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
maybe a little bit more, but
I feel like Julius Randle has a weird effect on centers that he like made some get less. I don't know what it was. So even with like Hibbert isn't known as a rebounder, but he got way less than he normally gets. I feel like they tell the centers to like just box out and Julius will get the rebound.
maybe. I mean, Julius's actual rebound numbers are down this year.
Yeah,
He's last year he was at 19.5 total rebound percentage, and now he's at 16.3. And I mean, if you want to go per game, he's down 1.6 per game.
yeah. Well, I think the Lakers have more rebounders now, like compared to last year, because they have 6 guys who are averaging 4 or more rebounds on the whole team,
Yeah,
and like Brandon with 4. Like Brandon, Tara Black, and Luol Deng were either not Lakers last year or they didn't play last year, and
yeah,
Luol Deng plays with Julius a lot, so I don't know. It's weird. And Mozgov was like started the season off well, and then he's just since then he's just been and
yeah,
along with the whole contract situation that doesn't really help people with liking him. Um, I think it'll be so much different if he had like a 2-year, $32 million deal or something like that. People would look at
yeah.
him way differently. There wouldn't be so much hate towards him. Yeah, that's I'd give him a C right now, C minus.
Yeah,
If I put him right now.
started really quickly. I mean, preseason he got the name of the Moz God, but
Yeah,
He's come back down to earth. Compared to what we could have signed last year, Biombo's been crap.
Uh-huh.
Jan Mahimi has just been hurt.
He hasn't played, yeah.
Whiteside wouldn't even give us his time. So I guess according to more reports that have been leaking out and everything, he got the going rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, he's a backup.
I feel like
at the beginning of the year, yeah, he was really good. Now he's just
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go same C minus whatever. Just he's a big body that gets hit in the face a lot.
Hey, at least he's not falling down all the time.
This is true. So
I'd much rather have someone get hit in the face than someone fall on the ground every minute.
Yeah.
I think we should end it with Tarek because the rest are not really people you want to talk about or they haven't really played.
Well, okay. Before we get to Tarek, I'm going to go with Zubats.
Okay.
I'm going to give him an incomplete. He's played 6 games. He started 1. He looked
solid in D League. I will say that.
Yeah. He's 19 years old. I think he should get right now. While Tarek is out and guys like Nance and Randall are out, he should have played tonight, in my opinion. Yeah. Just plain and simple. He should have gotten some time.
He has to play with all those gigantic people on Orlando. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Mine cut out.
I said that I think tomorrow he has to play against Orlando because there's so many big guys on that team.
Yeah.
They have Aaron Gordon, who's a power forward, and he's such a small forward.
Yeah. He's gonna have to play.
Yeah. So you can't play Robinson against those guys.
No way. Robinson is like an inch or two shorter than Biombo, but he's missing quite a bit on the wingspan and standing reach.
And they saw Ibaka there, and then Gordon's another good rebounder too. It's not like he's gonna start, but give him like 15 minutes.
Yeah, the minutes that T-Rob got tonight, the 18 minutes, should have gone to Zubats, in my opinion.
Yep. So I think he will play eventually. There's people that aren't trying to make the argument that Luke goes all of his D-League game or sees him playing in D-League. Maybe he just doesn't think he's ready. I've watched all the D-League games. I've watched like highlights of his D-League games, and he looks better than Robinson and maybe even better than Tarek. He's a big body who can rebound. He has good hands. He's starting to hit that mid-range jumper a lot more consistently.
Yeah, it's just this is going to make him sound like he's fat or pudgy, but he isn't. He's doughy. Like he looks like someone that's just graduated high school.
Yeah, he does.
He has not physically matured. He's physically matured as in height.
Yeah.
He's 7 foot at least in shoes. But his muscle definition just isn't there. So he's doughy, he doesn't look like the Michelin tire man or anything. but he's just, yeah.
I think he's going to get his minutes eventually. I think it's just at this point in time, Luke is still trying to do playoff mode. Because, you don't want to, play and have them not try to win for playoffs or something like that. I think
especially since we're only, 3.5 or 4 games back, which is just Portland.
Yeah, the bottom of the West is really bad this year. I think he's gonna eventually play. I think it'll be around
All-Star break.
Yeah, All-Star break. I think that's when everything's gonna start.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, we're not gonna make the playoffs. Okay, hopefully we trade a couple people. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say hopefully we trade a couple people.
Yeah, I'm. So many people are on that train right now. So I 100% agree.
Yeah, I just want to see him play. I think he has potential. I don't think he's gonna be like, oh yeah, he's gonna be Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
But I think at worst, I think he's going to be a solid bench player for us.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just gonna. You don't have to comment. I'm just gonna run over real quick the
Yeah.
last four before we get to Tark. Jose, if you're gonna keep him, you have to cut Huertas, in my opinion, and just like put names up of a D League player and just toss a dart, see who
Yeah.
it lands on. If you're keeping Dang and Mozgov, you should be getting rid of Artest. If you're gonna try and dump them, I'm fine with keeping him just as long as he never sees the court. Otherwise, I mean, it is what it is. He's not good. He's not an NBA player. He's not even a fringe NBA player. Like
he's not even a D-League player, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, he could go on the D League player, and people would torch him, in my opinion, right now, because he's not physically there. He's like you said, he got burned by James Johnson, who I think you're understating a little bit on his athleticism. I think he's
but I don't think he's like.
I mean, he's not a freak,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I mean, Artest shouldn't see the floor.
Yeah.
If you're gonna keep those guys, which most likely they are, then just pay him his money, say thank you. We're gonna bring on a D League player. T Rob needs to go. He has flashes, but this flash here, this flash there, it's been that way for what, 5 years now that he's been in the league.
He's been on Blazers. He was on the Nets.
He's been on 7 different teams to start his career, and he has been in the league for 1, 2, 3, for 5 years. In 5 years, he's played with 7 different teams. So this is what he is. You're not gonna just magically unlock something. Like, he gives good effort, and there's something to be said about that. But you can tell a D League player, if you want to play at all, you need to give effort, and I'm pretty sure that player would give it.
Yeah.
Like, he's 25. He'll be 26 in March. I mean, it is what it is. He shouldn't be, like, I know he's playing because pretty much necessity right now.
Yeah.
But
even though Zubac should be getting those minutes, but
I agree. Yeah, we're gonna have to have an episode of just a day that you and me look at D League players and just bring some up. But
yeah,
they're just right now, 3 of those guys should be gone, in my opinion. And because this is just, I mean, like, what is it? There's 2 voices for D'Lo. Like, there's several voices for the big men. Like,
yeah,
you need veteran players. I always come off like I just want the team surrounded by youth. I love youth. I think you let them learn, but at the same time, there is a point where it's just like, oh crap, there's too many.
Yeah.
Like,
I do think Meta is a very good mentor for like our wing players. But I mean, besides that,
I think he's more of a mentor for Julius and maybe Nance than he is for like, because I think Dang is more of a mentor for Ingram. They're both low key, like,
they both went to Duke. They both play for Coach K. That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you want to keep him, whatever, that's neither here or there. But you need to at least get rid of one of those other 2 guys, in my opinion. There's plenty of guys. Like, we could use a guy that has just straight athleticism, like crazy, at the 1 to back up D'Angelo.
I know you're talking about Gary Payton. Don't
you do know, but it's just like, I mean, there are others. You should do it. Anyways, the last person we're gonna get to before we sign off is Tariq. And B, I mean, he's performed a little bit better than I expected.
I think he
with
might be
his workload, but
our best role man.
yeah, our best 6'6" roll man.
He's I think I've always liked Tarek. I liked him back when they picked him up, and uh
Oh no, he to me is he's 25 already, which is just crazy. He's an incredible. If you're I'm not even going to say like you should trade him unless certain circumstances arise. So like you're trading other guys. I'll get to that in some other show.
yeah.
He is a great guy to have around, in my opinion. He seems like a very intelligent person.
Yes.
He just got his master's this year. He's a solid contributor on the floor.
Yeah.
I do like him. I do think you can improve upon him, but yeah, he's a good guy to have around, in my opinion.
I do think the bench has kind of fallen since he got hurt.
Definitely.
I think he provides a lot of energy for that bench, and he
is the definition. You can look up on whatever dictionary you want, like look up a basketball dictionary for energy big man. Tariq would be right next to it.
Yeah,
he's the definition of it. I mean, because he's not even really technically a big man. I mean,
yeah.
he's broad shouldered, and I do love how they call him the Buffalo on the Spanish version.
I
But
love listening to that when there's a crazy highlight.
yeah, but I mean, he's like 6'6". Like
Yeah,
I go to a game. He's 6'6", 6'7". Ingram is taller than him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the same size as him.
almost.
He's a crazy athlete, and he has those crazy long arms. And if he was like a couple inches taller, I think he'd be
if he was like legitimately 6'9" and then like 6'10" in shoes, we're talking about a totally different player, in my opinion. Just because that added height, and he kept the same. Just say he kept the same wingspan, same shoulder width. You're looking at
a very solid backup big man.
At one of my favorite types of players.
Yeah,
but just because he's undersized, it's an issue for me. But yeah, he's a good guy to have around. He's been solid this year. I'd say I mean, like you said, he's very important to the bench. I'd say a B.
I'd say B minus.
I'm fine either way. Going B minus, B plus, whatever you want to say. I think.
Yeah, I think Lou and Clarkson are missing him a little bit too. Just because, again, he's a very, very good roll man. He has really good hands.
Yep.
A garbage man when it comes to getting those offensive boards and put back dunks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would feel a little bit better about him if we didn't draft someone like Zubac who I want to get playing time. Just because I feel like he could be a really good player on like a contending team, a backup big on a contending team, and we're not there yet. And Zubac could be something special. It's a very small chance, but he could be something special.
Yeah.
But yeah, B for Tariq.
I agree. Well, you got anything else?
No. Just hoping Lakers can win a couple more games than they have been.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, I won't be worried if they're doing the same thing this time next year. I will be a lot more worried than I am right now. But I mean, even then, it wouldn't be that much worried because they're still a young team, and Ingram will be 20, DeAndre will be 21. But
yeah,
we're just
the second year he's going to be 20 the whole year. That's just insane, I think.
But I think we'll be fine. I mean, we're 3 years away from contending, 4 years away from contending, in my opinion.
Yep. Playoff contention, I think we could be there
next year. I think next year.
Next year, I think would be solid. So, yep. Well, Merge, you don't write, so you don't really have anything. You're just waiting for the next podcast. I put up my power rankings yesterday. If you want to go read those and hopefully get a couple laughs. I like to make those not just informative, but this one especially I thought was a little bit more joke worthy. When I get back in the swing of things, those will be, they'll have more information on those as well. I still have the Noel piece that after this I will be going and writing. So check that out either tomorrow, which will be tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yep.
I've totally, now that I'm on break, I have no idea what day is which. So either tomorrow, which is Friday the 23rd, or Christmas Eve on the 24th. I will also be having a follow-up piece to one of Nelson Espinal's what we were missing draft piece. So yeah, and then I don't know if we'll be doing a podcast tomorrow, depending on schedules and everything. But if we are, I will tweet it out, and we'll see you tomorrow. So
Peace.
Later, Merge. I'll see you.
Yeah.
Deuces, people. Bye.
Deuces.